Hey you guys, Badboydolls, BBD. Bow, 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 bow. So today's video is definitely a little behind. We're doing day 12 of our advent calendar and we definitely need to catch up because I got two dolls in this video. This right here is number 49. You can tell by her blue eyes, medium skin, and her long black wavy hair. Yep. And then later on inside the video, I don't have an unboxing for that doll because I did get her from the doll shop and I got her like in the spur of the moment. But I wanted to show you guys these two dolls because I've really been considering shopping for more dolls on a budget versus actually overspending or buying a lot more dolls at original price. I think there's about three tiers to me when it comes to these dolls. It's these older dolls that you can get for cheaper. There's those dolls that you can get at original price in the store, and then there's a lot of the collectible dolls that are a little bit more pricey, a little bit more expensive, just because people want them or people, like really need them. But today's video is going to be a lot more about finding AG dolls at cheaper prices. And I'm going to tell you every tip, every hack, everything that I know to get a doll at a cheaper price versus the American Girl price. Now, currently, the American Girl price for most dolls or for the cheapest doll stands at about $135. If you catch them on sale, maybe $100, but that's every so often. The holiday season is coming to a wrap, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get them at that price, unless you do the buy more, save more, which to me is kind of a scam because if you're buying more, you're spending more. You might be saving more, but at the end of the day, you're still spending more. I don't know. You might feel differently, but I feel like buying more and saving more is just spending more money to save a little bit of money. My personal take. But there's other places that you can go to get American Girl dolls. Now, you can try your luck at your local thrift store. Everybody knows this. Your Goodwills, your Salvation Armies, if you have one that's by you, or maybe even small local thrift stores. They'll normally have them priced from about like 10 to like 15, 25, $35. If they really know who they are, if they're in really great condition, sometimes upwards to like $60 to $90. I remember one time my local thrift store, it's a My Unique store, they had the dolls in there listed at about $89.99, and it was like a Jess from like 2000. It's a Jess girl from I think like 2008, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they just kind of mark them up depending on if they know who they are, if they don't know who they are. Then you can also try online. Now, online is a little bit risky because you're really just going off of pictures. Now, there's plenty of places you can try online. Like, for sure, you could go to your Mercari. We all know Mercari. Sometimes you'll get a good price, but then after, like, fees and all that other stuff, it kind of evens out to, it's still cheaper than what you would pay at the American Girl doll store. You'll probably spend about I normally see them from about 25 to about 35, 45, 55 for those dolls that are like not really too expensive. If you want one that comes with a box as well, you can get them for about $80 to about $90, which isn't too bad for pricing. Also, if you are looking for dolls that come in lots, you could get them for about $150 to about sometimes $120, somewhere in that range from like $100 to about $150 to get dolls in lots, like meaning more than one doll, maybe like a doll in a couple outfits. Those normally range from that like $100 to $150 price, and then after that you hit the mark of like $200, which is normally older dolls that are collectibles. Dolls like Sonali, dolls like Number 4. Even Maritza, a lot of those collector dolls normally come at that higher price, but we are still focusing on our cheaper dolls here. So when it comes to Mercari, I normally say to get a really good deal on a doll, I try and keep it under $50. Hear me out. You want your doll to cost under $50 because one, it's already been taken out of the box if you're looking for an out of box. Two, you're gonna have to go ahead and customize and do a lot of like work behind it. And then three, if you buy them without clothes, I feel like you shouldn't be paying $60 for an item that doesn't have accessories. It's just not fair to you as a buyer. So when you are shopping, look for items that are about that $50 range. I might push and say 60 if it's like a collectible or one that is a little bit harder to find, but I normally try and spend no more than about $50 when it comes to those Mercari, those eBay. I recently also took a look at Goodwill.com. Now, Goodwill.com isn't like how Mercari is, where you like kind of just go up there and you can buy it now. It's a little bit more of an auction where they do like a every day they have one at a certain time and you would have to bid around that certain time. The best way to win those dolls on those bidding websites, this is like a trade secret. Don't tell anybody I told you this, but in the last 10 minutes, you want to be willing to put forth as much as you're willing to spend on those sites. Okay. The closer you get it to that 1 minute mark and put up your highest price, the better chance you have of actually getting that doll, that set, that collectible. But once again, my personal advice to you is don't spend more than $100 when it comes to those sites. It just doesn't feel like it's worth it. You're gonna have to clean them up. You're gonna have to, like wash all the clothes, launder everything. That also cuts into your budget, because if you don't have a washing machine at home, that's like an additional $5-10 to go to the laundromat. So just keep those in mind when you are making that big purchase from those secondhand shops. So just think about that. And then also the next thing I guess to consider is outfits. Like if they come with outfits, I guess it's not too bad. I will say on Goodwill, I did notice that they have a lot more dolls with outfits versus dolls that don't have outfits. But normally when the doll doesn't have an outfit, they normally put it in a lot with other dolls that are normally not American Girl dolls to drive up the price. And then sometimes those other dolls will have outfits. So I guess it's like the company's going to try and win one way or another. So just be wary when you're making those purchases. Aside, look at her. Doesn't she look so pretty after her little fixer-upper? Oh, my light went off. But it was the next day, and here I am opening up a few fashion packs that I did get, because that's another thing. The one place I didn't mention prior was doll shops. Doll shops are sometimes hard to find, but when it comes to clothes, I always say go Our Generation. Go, what's the other one that's in Walmart? My Life As, and also try out the ILY Disney collection. Those are normally some really, really good options to get some pretty good quality clothes. I won't say that they're American Girl standard, but they do have a tendency to be highly detailed, very good quality. I won't say perfect quality. I think of the three, to rate them, I'd probably say I would put My Life As at the bottom. Then I'd probably say Our Generation, and then I would say Illy Collection right after. Although sometimes when you buy an Illy Collection, depending on the item, it can be a little bit cheaper. And I do think Our Generation is the same. Like this outfit that I got here, I think I paid about $16 for. It was a deluxe, but they were having a sale, which they often have at Target, which is where you get Our Generation. And when Target has a sale on these items, try and get the $16 ones, because they're normally about 12, sometimes even 10, and they just are really good quality for that price, for $10 versus the 35 or 45 that you would spend at American Girl, currently marked at 50 and 60 for a lot of those outfits. Yeah, I think like spending $15 for an outfit is way better than that. Bringing your dolls total up to about 50, well, not 50, my apologies, 75 if you purchased everything, off of like Mercari. I think you can probably get a really good doll with an outfit, maybe two, for about $70, which is pretty good. And that would even include your shipping and handling, because most times when you spend $50 on Mercari, after shipping and handling, it'll probably come to about 66, sometimes a little bit under or less, depending on where, you're shipping it from. And then after you buy your outfit, which will cost you maybe about $10 to $15, that's a pretty good deal. $75 for a doll that's $145. I mean, you can't really beat that. Now, the only gripe that I have sometimes with these dolls is plastic shoes. I hate plastic shoes. Sometimes when I buy dolls, I try and find dolls that don't have plastic shoes. And look at Homegirl on the shelf. Doesn't she look so good? Let me move her over so you can see her plastic shoes. And then also number 47, who I whipped out here just so I can get her into this outfit. But once again, plastic shoes, just not really a fan. As you can see, I pulled out some other shoes in the back. I love fabric shoes. So when shopping for dolls, another tip I would give is look for fabric shoes. Like, try and find a doll that comes with shoes that are not plastic molded. I don't think that they stain or anything, or they do anything bad. I just think, like, as far as quality goes, I always like to buy, fabric shoes, vinyl shoes, any kind of shoe that's just not molded into plastic. It adds to the quality of the doll. It makes it feel like you're getting a more luxe experience for that cheaper price point. So let me know in the comments down below if you like plastic shoes or if you are more of a fabric shoe person like myself. And also, don't forget to subscribe. But while we're on the topic of, like accessories and shoes, let me also mention that Facebook Marketplace is a really good place to buy a lot of outfit lots, as well as Mercari and other websites. But I think your best bet is to buy an outfit in person, in store, only because sometimes those small packages can get lost inside of the mail. Also, when you go to the store, you can also buy accessory packs packs if you want like glasses or cookingware or things like that. You can always do a My Life As and Our Generation. Those like other AG or non-AG doll companies offer a wide variety of like doll accessories that you can find for a really good price. I feel like sometimes buying those online, you always risk that, oh, will it get taken in the mail? You know, people see small packages and automatically think it's an iPhone and go to grab. So just be wary of that when it comes to purchasing those smaller items from those non-AG places. But yeah, that being said, I think, you know, there's a lot of really good options that you could try to get a doll at a cheaper price. I mean, this doll altogether, I spent about I spent $40 for her from Facebook Marketplace. Then this outfit I got for $10. So altogether, I got her for about $50. That's like really good for the doll and the outfit. And then for number 49, I spent about $55 for her. I think after taxes she was about $66, and then the outfit that I got for her was also $10. So altogether I spent about $76 on her. That's a really good deal, you guys. You can't beat that. Like, so I would try and keep your dolls under $100 if you can, if you're shopping secondhand. Now, if you're going to the store to purchase your doll, just know you're going to blow a bag. It's normally worth it, though. I won't lie. It is normally worth it. This was the third outfit that I did purchase. I think I also got this one for about $10, I believe. And yeah, I had a close-up of this doll. I really love this doll. One of my favorite pieces from this outfit is the mini shirt, as well as her little sunglasses. She gives me one of those girls who's going to brunch. Like, I don't know, she's just like on her way, she needs a little mimosa. I think it's so cute. But all that aside, I hope you guys got some really good tips, some really good pointers. Go ahead, off into the masses, buy yourself a doll, and don't forget, don't spend more than $100 on these little secondhand websites. It's not worth it, especially if you have to clean your doll. So I'll see you in the next one tomorrow. Bye.